back to the wonderful series of Michael fixing things. In this episode, we're going to be fixing these robots right here built by middle school students out of metal parts and electronics. And we're going to be checking up on these and making sure all parts are screwed on and ready for the next STEM fair. So let's go and find out what's wrong and what's still good about these. First things first, you need to grab your tools. For these small screws, we only need a small wrench and a screwdriver. So now we're gonna kind of move the parts around, see which ones are moving that are not supposed to be moving, like this one here, and this whole piece back here which needs to be screwed. And the wheels have a slight camber, so we're gonna want to fix that by gently just pushing in. That seems to work. The next one's just a bit more. Perfect. So now let's screw in this part right here. Right here. So, due to the fact that this screw is here, we're gonna flip this thing over. Locate the two screws, which are behind this wheel, and ends up, one does not have a nut, which could be very bad if these things were driving. So we're just going to grab a nut, a small one. We're going to take off the wheel. And now we have access to where we want to place the nut. And we'll solely use our hands to screw it on. So now, to make sure it's tight, I'm going to put my hand here. I'm going to use my hands. It's a bit difficult, but we're getting there. So now we screw in the other screw that's loose. We can use the wrench. We have to hold our fingers down here so the screw is in place. We can try to use our hands as much as we can. Slowly getting there. So now we put on the wheel. And it's on. And it doesn't seem to be rubbing on the metal, which is good. And now to the second part, which was a problem. Find which screws are loose, which is this one, which is these bottom two. Right here, right here. Let's check the other side. This one's loose, and this one's loose. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna hold it with my finger. Okay, that's one. Okay, the one here, we can just touch the nut. Screw it in. And that's tight. Yes. So now the other side. I can just touch the nut. And we also found one loose one down here. Okay. And now, as we can see, the rear end is stable. Just gonna make sure everything else is stable. Everything else seems to be stable. So now, put the tools away. Now we're gonna test if the lights work. Now, grab the remote. The power's coming from a USB outlet right here. You plug it in. This lever right here turns on the lights. They seem to work. This right here shows if the lever works. This seems to work. The interesting part about this robot is that one lever only powers the right side and the other one powers the left side. The interesting part about these is if you want to turn, it's not like these wheels will turn. It's you have to click. To turn right, you click the left lever up and the right one down. And you can do a full 360 turn. And to go forward or back, you click both levers at the same time. Okay. So the first robot, it works. I'm going to put this to the side. And we're going to take robot number 2. We're going to move around the parts. Touch the screws here and there. See if anything is loose. That's not supposed to be loose. Everything seems to be right. This screw right here is a bit wiggly. Hold it down. Grab the wrench. This one's tight, make sure it's not touching. The metal's not touching the wheels. Anything else that's loose? All lights seem to be secure. And we'll see if it works. Plug it in again. Lights on. Now, as we can see, front lights don't work. So to fix the problem, we took out this one, and this one had a broken terminal. It was snapped. And we don't know what happened to it, but we got a new one, and we're gonna put it in. So the longer one, when they have these, is most likely plus, but always check. So now we're gonna just put it in. That should be good. Turn on lights, and voila, they work. So the lights are done, but I just realized The wheels have a bit too much camber to them. I'm going to shut off the electricity. I'm just going to slowly push it in, just to make sure it doesn't touch the metal. These ones in the back too. That seems perfect. Now we'll see how it drives. Turn it on again. Robot number 2 has a problem that it can't lift this, and the whole left side is disabled from power. Some of the wires and resistors were disconnected, so we had to rewire those. And now we have all-wheel drive, including this also works. Now I'm going to try to plow these tools out of the way. So now it drives, and you can lift it. So that means if I put the tool here, I can lift it, but it'll fall out because we don't have a deeper bed. But that's okay. That means robot number 2 is ready for the next science fair. Last but most definitely not least, robot number 3. We're going to do a little bit of a durability test here. See if everything is together. This screw here is a bit weak and has no nut. What else? This one's also loose. Okay, so we have 2 loose screws. I'm going to flip it over. Which one is the loose one here? This one. This one has a nut. We're just going to pull out the wheel. We're quickly just going to maybe grab these. Hold the screw in. So we just tighten it. So now we're going to use this also to tighten it. We're going to hold the screw. That doesn't work. It's tight enough to withstand. The next one, this one doesn't have a nut, but quickly, I'm gonna put the wheel back on. Boom. Take off the wheel here. And this one right here doesn't have a nut. Grab a nut right here. Now, let me do the same thing that I did over there to hold the screw in place, to put on the nut. Time for checking references. Perfect. So now these are tight. Screws. This one here is loose. I can quickly fix that. We'll also grab these for convenience. Actually, no, we don't need those. that's tight. Everything else. This is. Check these. Okay. Okay, so we're now going to check how it drives. Put it in. All lights light up. One side, second side, all together. The plow seems to work. And robot number 3 is complete. So now, we're going to check if each remote works. We have 2 more here. I'm going to grab those. We're going to unplug this one. Put it to the side. Plug in this. Unplug in that. Lights turn on. Both sides move. Power goes up. This remote works. The next one. Everything works. Reverse, forward, turn, plow. Works. So all 3 remotes work, all 3 robots work, and now it's time for a little bit of fun with the robots. I'm going to unplug this. I'm going to put these to the side. We're going to plug in this one. Okay, that's plugged in. And we have these corks right here. Now, so now we can turn the lights. We can lift them. And now, we'll turn back. Drop the plow. And then we're going to try to lift. And sadly, this engine doesn't have that much power. But these are really fun to play with. And we can arrange these so they're like that on the plow. So maybe if we lift, oh man, wait, let me try that again. That we can lift. Keep on clicking the wrong button. Round 1. Fight. Alright, 1 point. They all got 1 cork. Alright. Let's pull them back. Okay, ready, set, go. 1 point. That was round 2. There you go. I don't want that one to fall off the table. We're gonna reassemble our tower. But now we're gonna assemble it like this. We're gonna see which one picks up more. The score's tied 2-2. It's gonna be very interesting. We have found out that this robot is slower than this one. But that could just be the remote. Round 3. Fight. So now another part of the durability test will be, in a somewhat form, off-roading. Ready, set, go. Okay, that was severely underwhelming. Lower angle. Get the angle right. This wire's stuck. We're gonna try to lift up this little roll. We do constant donuts in this thing. Make sure to untangle the wire. Look at these wonderful things that middle school kids made and we maintained and made sure they were all ready for the next STEM fair. Thank you for watching to the end. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And one more thing, consider watching another epic video of Michael fixing things from our massive collection of them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.